Hopeful and hopeless are the north node and south node of hope. So, how I look at it is hope is the dualistic bridge that holds hopeful and hopeless together. A lot of people choose hopeless because unfortunately we've been conditioned to not know what hopeful looks like in reflection of. They are both a discipline. I tell people it takes just as much energy to be hopeless as it does to be hopeful, and maybe less, because once you get to a place of knowing that you are the main character, everyone keeps saying it, but really let it resonate. If you've ever played a video game and you're around, no one's around you, it's just you by yourself, and you have this character and you're going through this world and you're just adventuring and still thinking in your human avatar brain about your daily life happenings and everything else, but you're also engulfed and captivated by this world that you're in digitally, which is like a soul. It's like you're watching your soul play in this realm that you don't have access to as a human, but you're navigating with your emotional understanding of whatever this game represents, right? So this is where I say when people are playing video games, you have to be hopeful, right? You want to win. That's the aim of the game. You don't go in hopeless thinking, oh, I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose. What's the point of playing the game if you already felt you're going to lose? So think of life as a literal video game. When things don't go your way, just chop it up to, okay, this ain't my board. This ain't my level. Let me go back and master my other levels, and I'll come back to this level or this board, and maybe I can get to it then. For now, I don't need to worry about it. So when we go into what I say, allow yourself to ask what hope is for you, right? Hope for me is when I found myself in very sticky situations where I probably should have lost my life. But I had hope and faith that I would figure out how to motivate myself to get out of that situation and figure out a way to discipline my body to say, okay, this is what we're going to have to do. Because if we don't, it's, you know what I mean? And so that's when I started to learn that if in that moment of hope, I said, I can't do it, and I started to fail, there was a moment where I was driving through the mountains in California and I was going up these mountains and it was just a road, an open road like anyone can drive, and it got slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. And I'm almost 500 feet in the air probably or more. There's no ledge to this mountain. There's nothing stopping my car from rolling over because my tire hit the corner. And I was like, I'm gonna have to go backwards like a spiral down this mountain. And in that moment, I could have freaked out and been nervous and kept driving and went over, right? That's the hopelessness in me. No, I said, no, stop, breathe. Ja, you got this. And I was scared, and I had my dog with me at the time, and we were just both nervous. And I'm like, okay, don't breathe on me. Go back there. And I slowly pulled back, and my car was scraping that mountain, and I did not care because I cared more about getting down safely than I did that car in that moment. And in that moment of hope, I became hopeful because I saw the road get wider, and I saw me get further away from the ledge. And I just was like, when I finally was safe, that's when I was like, oh, thank you, Spirit, thank you, consciousness, thank you, me, for seeing the edge of the cliff, because you couldn't see it at first. You're just driving and then it just drops. And I'm like, why would someone make this look like a road? This is not a road. It was a walking path that just kind of, but I didn't know. I didn't know, and that's okay. But in that moment, I learned the clear discernment between being hopeful and hopeless. It is a choice to be hopeless. I'm not saying that it's your fault if you're in this state of being. What I'm saying is it is a choice how long you stay there. Because we, as the human avatar, also have to take responsibility for knowing how to, again, I talk about discipline a lot, to know that when we're getting sulky or down on ourselves or not really resilient or motivated, that's when we have to remind the soul, because remember, the soul is the operator driving us around, and we, the body, we react and respond to the triggers in our body that says, okay, wake up, go to sleep, eat, poop, this, right? Because if we could control it, then we could control it. But we can't. There's a level of, yes, I can discipline myself in not needing it, but at some point I'm going to require the most basic elements of survival, water, food, whatever. And so I have to know how to, again, remind the soul, consciousness, ego, hey guys, I know this sucks right now. Is there a way that we can at least get up and kind of move around? Because me, the body, I'm starting to feel heavy and tired and stuck and sick. And if I get sick, we all get sick. And I know you guys are in the, ethereal, opulent realm of the 5D and the 4D and all that beyond. But me, the human avatar on the 3D, I need function. I need movement. I need fresh water. I need fresh food, right? So that's the part of the journey where you start to be able to then trust the self and you start feeling more hopeful. That's where I tell people it's not easy being in positive energy. I do believe it is much easier to remain in negative energy, but it's not easy to be there either. It feels like everything's attacking you and everything doesn't work out for you, and that sucks. But once you realize I am in control of this game, me the avatar, I have free will to decide how much of this game in this level in this board I'm going to participate in before I just say, hey, let me go to a new timeline. Let me go to a new game. Let me try that one that's more aligned with me, right? And then the more we test stuff and learn stuff, we become less hopeless and more hopeful because we start gaining confidence in how we operate and what we can do and our abilities towards things. That's what motivates me. The more I try stuff, at first when I look at it, I'm like, this feels so overwhelming. And that's why I said make goals that are hedonistically easy that you can get done now, and ones that you have to stretch out to at least 3 to 6 months so that you can feel yourself growing without feeling like you have to rush through that growth, right? So that was the part that I had to learn, not rushing through my own growth, allowing the process to do what it needed to do. And the more I did that, I was able to release the fear, the stagnicity, the analysis paralysis, all of that. I was able to finally say, okay, it's at my pace, it's at my journey, this is my game. I get to pause it and unpause it anytime I want. And then when I do that, I start feeling more confident each time I unpause and go back and play again. And you're going to keep learning. But as you learn and you start understanding the method and the theme of the game, and you start figuring out how to outmaneuver the game, that's when hardships that usually felt horrible when you were hopeless feel so much easier and playful when you're hopeful, because you're like, whatever, I can get up and try again. If I'm not dead, that's the point of the video game. If you have enough lives, you can keep going. When you have no more lives, that's when it's over. So as long as you have life, keep going, keep doing it, keep trying. And that's the part that makes it hopeful. And then everything in your life becomes hopeful. Like, I'm always hopeful at work. I'm always hopeful in my own personal time. Hopeful is a place of there's going to be more to come. Hope is, that's where I'm at right now, the present. Hopeful is the future. Hope is the present. Hopeless is the past. Because at some point it's like I can live there and think about it and talk about it and remember it and reminisce, but I can't go back. And so after a while, it becomes heavy and helpless. And that's where I'm like, let that stay in the past. If you want to move into your present timeline, allow yourself to find the hopefulness in the process. Love ya.